Hi there, folks. So I had just recently put a couple of videos on YouTube um, uh, with some games that I made, a couple of math games that I made for children, and I figured it would be nice to make a video that goes over, excuse me, that does a short tutorial on how to actually do math through C Sharp so that it displays in Unity. Um, I personally have scoured the internet trying to find YouTube videos that explain this really well, but I haven't found any. So I thought maybe I'd help some people out there that might need it and go through the basics. So let's get started. This is what you're going to see when you come in. You're going to have a solution, or you're going to have a problem up top with the addition, and it'll say, like this one's 10 plus 1. And then you're going to have two buttons. One of them will have the right answer, and one of them will have the wrong answer. And it will always be randomly generated. And so when you get it correct, you have correct that shows up on the screen. And when you get it wrong, you have try again. Every time you get it right or wrong, the question will generate itself again. So it'll give you a new math problem. 12, all right, 8, or 12. So right or wrong. All right, and so we're going to start with a blank project. I've already made this project. This is the project we're gonna make, except for the title screen. So I put all this stuff in here, and then I've already done the scene setup for the new one to save some time on this video, because you don't need to see me set up the scene, but I'll go through what we have in our scene. We have text objects, so we're using the UI, and so we have a first number text object and a second number text object. So those are your numbers in the math problem. Then we have buttons that are assigned as answer 1 button, which is this first one, and answer 2 button. Okay, with the appropriate text. Answer 1 text and answer 2 text. And then I threw in just a text object here called operator. And so we're just going to do basic addition. So I'm going to just add the text operator right there. And let's see. All right. Oh, I took it off the canvas. Alright, sorry, hold on. So just a little bit of scene setup here, because I accidentally deleted. Alright, so we're going to have the operator, which we're just going to do a simple addition math problem, and these are just all the ones are just placeholders. And then we have another text object here called right or wrong text. That's going to, it's going to display whether it's correct, or if we're going to say try again. Okay, So that's what that right or wrong text game object is. And so it's pretty much all on the canvas, and then I created an empty game object called Math Manager and attached a script to it. Okay, so you can see it's just one scene, one script, and I named the script Math Problem. And so we'll open that up. Okay, and so here is a blank script that we're going to start from. All right, so now I want to go through. Basically, we're gonna assign our variables. Okay, we'll go through it. We're gonna do a public text object for the first number in the problem. We're gonna do one for the second number in the problem. All right, and then we're going to have a text object for the for answer 1, and a text for answer 2. Okay. So let's save it right there. Let's just go back and let that generate. Alright, and so now we're going to have all of our blank variables that we have to fill out here. So we're going to go to our canvas. Oops. So first number we're going to click and drag. Second number right here. And then for the answer 1 and 2, that's going to be the text object of the buttons. So answer 1 text goes right there. Answer 2 text goes right there. Alright, so we have those variables assigned. Now let's go back in. Alright, we are going to have a public list of integers. And we're going to call it Easy Math List. Initialize it to a new list of integers. Alright. And I'm going to make these public so I can show you more later on, but you don't need to have these public. So we're going to have a public int of a random first number, public int of a random second number, and then we're going to keep the next few things private. We're going to have an integer of the first number in problem. Oh. An int for the second number in the problem. We're also going to have an integer for answer 1 and answer 2. We're going to have an integer for display random answer, and then we're going to also have random answer placement. And then we're going to have this is the same thing. I'm going to make this one public, but it doesn't have to be public. So public int current answer. And finally, the last thing is our right or wrong text. So public text right or wrong text. All right. So those are all the variables that we're going to use. A lot of all integers. So let's get into displaying a math problem on the screen. So we're going to make a function called display math problem. It's going to be a void return type. Math problem Okay. Now, when we want to display a math problem, we need to have a first number and a second number. Okay, but when you're doing a math game, you want everything to be randomized, so you don't know what the problem will be, and you don't know how the answers will be arranged. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a number for the first number in the math problem, and we're going to create a number for the second number in the math problem. So first one is going to be the random first number. Okay, and I called the variable random first number for a reason. We want it to be randomized, and we're going to set that equal to random range. Okay, from 0 to the easy math list dot count plus 1. And put that on there. Okay, so that's how we get our first number in the math problem. We're going to randomize it. Then we're going to do the same thing with our second number. All right. Then our variable up here, which called first number in problem. So right here, I remember what we did here. This is just store a random number as the first, second numbers. Okay, so that's all you're doing there. Now we have to actually, so we're gonna say that our first number in problem, okay, which is also an integer, so this one right here, the first number in the problem is going to be the random first number. Same thing with the second number. All right. So right here with this first one, okay, let's not say store. Let's say generate a random number. Okay, generate it and put it somewhere in storage. Okay, that was stupid. Just generate a random number. It's a comment, doesn't have to be that hard, right? Okay. So once we've generated a random number, now we need somewhere to store that generated number. We stored it in the random first number, but you'll see where we're going with this. So assign your first and second number. That's what we can call it. Oops. Okay, so we've generated our first and second number, and we've assigned them to an integer variable. We've set those integer variables to those random numbers. All right, so now we have our two numbers. Now what do we want to do with those two numbers? We want to say we want to do a math problem. So we're going to make answer 1 the spelled out 1. Okay. What do we want to do? We're doing basic addition. So we're going to add first number in problem. We're going to add that to the second number. in the problem. All right. All right, so this is where you can enter either addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay? So you would change the sign to whatever you want to do. Subtraction, do the asterisk for multiplication, or the slash for division. All right. Now there's a couple other things you have to do if you're going to do subtraction or division. And if you want me to quickly go over that, please let me know in the comments, and I'll show you how to properly do subtraction or division. Okay. Just let me know. All right, moving on. So this is what answer 1 is going to be. So answer 1 essentially is always going to be the right answer. Okay? Always. Answer 1 will always be the right answer. Now, what we're going to do after we figure out what answer 1 is, we're going to display a random answer. So answer 1 is always right. Answer 2 essentially is always going to be the wrong one. Okay? Because you need the player to have 2 choices. There's always got to be a right answer, and so you want to generate a random wrong answer, and that's what we're going to do here. So we are going to display random answer. We're going to assign an integer to it like we did up there. It's an integer variable. So we're going to set it equal to random range, not math count. So we're going to set it to a random range between 0 and 2. Remember, random range is exclusive. So really you're just doing 2 integers here. Display random answer can be either 0 or 1. It's essentially like flipping a coin, heads or tails. Then we're going to say if the display random answer is equal to 0, all right, it can only be 0 or 1. So if it's 0, all right, we're going to say answer 2 equals answer 1, and we're going to add a random range to that of 1 to 5. All right, that's if it lands on 0. If the coin lands on 1, we're going to say else answer 2 equals answer 1 minus random range. Okay? Now, we're going to go over this, okay, when we're all done. Just hang out with me. So, now, up here, answer 1, we've done that. We've added the first number and the second number using the addition symbol. So we have answer 1. Now we need to figure out what our random wrong answer is going to be. That's what we do right here by flipping a coin and saying if it's 1, then this is your random answer. Answer 2 is whatever answer 1 is plus another number. So you're doing a little addition here. Otherwise, if the coin lands on 1, else, we're going to set it to a negative, we're going to minus it. So answer 2 will equal whatever answer 1 is. It'll equal that minus a random number. And so that's how you're going to determine and give variety to the wrong answer. All right, so that's essentially taking care of the wrong answer. Now what do we have at this point? We have an answer 1, and we have a random integer for answer 2. All right, now we need to do something with those. Now we're going to display them on the screen. We're going to say that the first number dot text, because remember, first number is a text object. So first number dot text, we're going to set it to, we need the quotation marks there for the string operator. And then we're going to add in first number in a problem. And then second number in second number dot text. All right, same thing. String. We're going to add in the second number in the problem. All right. And now I'd like to explain what we're doing here. So let's go back to Unity. We have answer 1 and answer 2. You can see answer 1 is this first box over here. Okay. And you can see answer 2 is the box on the right. Now, answer 1 we said is always going to be correct. That's what we're doing right here. Answer 1 is always going to be the solution. Whatever this plus this is going to be whatever answer 1 is. Answer 1 will always be the right answer. Answer 2, we've determined here, will display some random number. Then we're setting, okay, first number dot text equal to the first number in the problem. So whatever this is, right, the second number in the text is going to be equal to whatever the second number in the problem is. All right? So what you're doing here is you're basically generating a random number, assigning it to a variable, adding those two variables, and saying down here you're actually displaying it on the screen. Okay, this is the part that allows you to see it. All right, and so let's just do that, and we can generate a random number right now. So we got to go to our math list, and we're going to generate that list. We're going to do 10 numbers, an array of 10, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? So we're going to generate random numbers from these, and we're going to put them up here, okay, on the top numbers. So here we go. Cool. So what are we forgetting? We're forgetting to call the function. So let's just throw in a void start here and call the function as soon as we press play. All right, so as soon as we press play, we'll call the display math problem function. And so you have 2 plus 9. Turn it off. We'll take maximum on play off. Hit play again. We give you 2 random numbers. 10 plus 8. Turn it off. Turn it back on. 6 plus 0. Okay? It's always generating random numbers. All right. So now once we have number 1 and we have answer 1 and answer 2, and we've assigned answer 1 into the text object of first number, and we've assigned whatever we get here for answer 2, we've assigned that to be the second number. Okay. Now, on the math problem. Jesus. All right. Now what you need to do is you need to put them somewhere. So now we're going to call the random answer placement. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to random range it between 0 and 2, meaning it's either going to come back 0 or 1. Now, with random answer placement, we're going to say, what am I doing? Get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to say if the random answer placement is equal to 0, we're going to set answer 1, and this is the number 1, not the word, that text object equal to string operator plus whatever answer 1 word, right? Answer 1 with the word, not the number, to whatever that is. Like I said, answer 1 is always going to be the correct answer. Answer 2, we're going to set that equal to whatever we get with answer 2. All right? So this is where we're setting it on the buttons. Okay? So right here, we're setting the visuals as the math problem. Okay? And right here, we are setting the visual for the button visual, for the text on the button. Now, if random answer placement is 0, meaning the coin is flipped and it lands on 0, you're going to say that this text button, which is the one on the left, is going to equal whatever this is. Then you're saying the second button, the text of the second button, is going to be answer 2, which is up here. It's going to be whatever random number was generated right here. All right? Else, if it lands on 1, you're going to say answer 1 text is going to be equal to answer 2. And then you're going to say answer 2.text. Answer 2.text plus answer 1. Okay. And we're also going to set our current answer, and I'll show you where that comes in play. Current answer equals 0. Current answer equals 1. All right, so we have essentially just done the majority of the math problem. So we're going to go through the second part. So what you did, right, is you figured out what answer 1 is. You figured out what answer 2 is. You set the math problem right here. And right here, you set the answers in the buttons. All right? So, when you're doing random answer placement, basically what that allows you to do in the math problem is basically flip-flop the buttons. So, minimize. All right. So you have answer 2 button on the right, answer 1 button on the left. When you do the if statement for the random answer placement, essentially what you're doing is you're saying if it lands on 0, we want answer 1 right here, and we want answer 2 right here in that order. But if the random answer placement lands on 1, okay, you're essentially flip-flopping it just like that, and saying now the answer 2 button is answer 1. I don't want to confuse you, but basically that's what you're doing. You're flip-flopping. You're not flip-flopping the buttons, but you are flip-flopping the text. All right? So that's essentially what you're doing on the text for the buttons. All right? You're saying answer 1 text, the text right here, is going to equal whatever answer 1 is. All right? So if we push play, we're going to see 5 plus 4, and we're going to see 2 answers. Okay? The first answer is correct. The second answer is wrong. The way you are actually doing the flipping, okay, is right here. Okay? So the reason I have current answer equals 0 and current answer equals 1 is to show you how it's flipping. Okay? So current answer, if current answer equals 0, that means, if you've been following along real well, that means that the first button on the left is the correct answer. Otherwise, if current answer is number 1, which means the random answer placement is number 1, that means the correct answer is on the right. All right? And that is what you're doing right here. Okay? So, when we go to the Math Manager, you can see current answer, right here. Remember I said 0 means it's on the left, and 1 would mean that it's on the right. So current answer equals 0. 5 plus 4 is 9. That's on the left. Now if we regenerate, same thing. It's on the left. 0 plus 7 is 7. Six plus 8 is 14. Okay, so we're getting all on the left here. 3 plus 3 is 6. Current answer just doesn't want to change. It's so random. Alright, so now current answer is 1, so the right answer should be on the right. 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay? Good. We are almost done, folks. So let's just go through the last little bit here. What we're going to do now is assign our buttons. So on click, the button has to do something. So that's where we are going to go. Public void button. No. Button answer 1. Oops. Public void button answer 1. Oh my god. Man, what did I do? Jeez. Sorry. Public void button answer 1. Okay, and then we're going to have answer 2. All right, button answer 1, button answer 2. So before we even fill those in, let's just go back and let's go to our answer buttons. And now that we have a method we can call, we can go to the onClick, assign that script, go into math problem and say button answer 1. Button answer 1. Wait. Override button answer 2. Yeah. Debugging, always good. Okay. So we're going to assign our buttons onClick, button answer 1, button answer 2 onClick. Again, drag the script over there and button answer 2 right here. Alright. So when we click on that, it'll register, and then when we click on the second button, it'll register whatever's in that function. So now we want to go back to the functions, and this is where we're going to determine if we've clicked on the right button or not. Okay. So remember right here, current answer. If current answer is equal to 0, then this is where we're going to enable the right or wrong. Okay, so we're going to say our right or wrong text dot enabled equals true, so turn it on. Then we're going to set the color. Okay. And then we're going to say what we want it to say. Alright. And then we want to disable it. So we're going to call an invoke to turn it off, to disable the text after just 1 second. Alright, so turn off text. Turn off text. And we're going to do it after 1 second. Okay. Copy this. Oh, the whole thing. Go down to button answer 2 and change the current answer to 1. And the color to red, because it's the wrong answer. And right here, we say try again. And then we turn it off again. So now we just want to add that one last function to invoke. Okay. And say if you should do a null check as a protection thing, but you don't have to. So this is how I wrote it originally. If right or wrong text is not equal to null, it's just doing a null check. And you also don't even need to do the... Whenever you have just one line of code under an if statement, you don't need the curly braces if it's just one line. So we're just going to say right or wrong text enabled equals false. And then we are going to display our math problem again. So whether it's right or wrong, we're going to call that function again. So every time we answer right or wrong, we're going to switch up we're going to add another answer, another question. So we can just keep going. All right. So we have assigned the buttons already. Now, what are we doing here? So up here, we're saying that current answer is equal to 0 if the random answer placement is 0. Okay, again, remember 0 means left, 1 means right. So if current answer is 0, then that means the button on the left contains answer 1. And what we say, answer 1 is always the right answer. Now, if the random answer placement lands on 1 when you flip the coin, that means answer 1 is located on the right button's text. Okay? So the right answer is on the right button. Now, down here, you're saying if the answer is on the left button, if you click the left button, then this will happen. You're correct. It'll turn green, and then it'll turn off after 1 second. If current answer equals 1, okay, right here, that means the correct answer is on the right button. So if you click the right button, oh, sorry. Did I just say the right answer? If current answer equals 1, okay? So if current answer equals 1 right here, that means we've determined that answer to text, did I write that right? Equals answer 1. Answer 1. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then, okay, so then we turn off text. All right. So essentially, this is it. We're done. So let's save. Yeah, I already saved. Go back in. Okay, and we'll see right here. Current answer. Remember, 0 means the right answer is on the left. If this says 1, the right answer is on the right. So let's push play and see what we get. So 0 plus 2 is what? 2. The current answer is 1. All right. The integer assignment is 1, which means the right answer is on the right button. So if we click it, oh, you know what I didn't do? We got to assign the text. All right, sorry about that. Okay, 6 plus 3. If we go to the manager, current answer is 1, which means the current answer, the right answer is on the right. 6 plus 3 is 9. That is on the right button. So if we click it, wait a minute. What? All right. So if it's on the right, it's showing up as wrong. Oh my God. Yep. I'm an idiot. Sorry. It's so late, guys. I'm so tired. So, as you guys were probably screaming at me, well, because you noticed it and I didn't, we don't have our else statement here. So if the current answer is on the left, then we want, and we click the button on the left, then it's true. Man. So basically all of this is what I was going for, goes here. Okay. And then if it's current answer 1, then that goes there. And yeah, sorry about that, guys. All right. So I jumped way ahead. Basically, I was doing the else on my button 2. So button 1 is on the left, button 2 is on the right. If the current answer is 0, which means it's on the left, if you click the left button, then it'll turn green. If you click the right, otherwise, so else, that means current answer is 1, but you've clicked on the left button, not the right, so it'll say wrong, all right? And answer button 2, which is the button on the right, if our current answer is 1, which means it's on the right, and you click that button, you got it right, and it'll turn green. Otherwise, it'll turn red. Now we are good. So we save that, go back into the editor, and now everything will work. So 8 plus 1 is 9. Oops. 8 plus 1 is 9. 7 plus 3 is 10. 9 plus 0 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 17. I'm just kidding. All right. So this is how you would do your basic math. All right. So you can see that every time it's randomizing both the left and right numbers for the math problem, and it's randomizing the placement of the correct answer. Sometimes it's on the left button, sometimes it's on the right button. So I really do hope that this helps somebody, and you can take this and run with it to try to make your own math game. Play around with the subtraction. It's essentially the same thing. Not subtraction, multiplication is essentially the same code. You just change the operator. With subtraction and division, it's a little bit more difficult. If you'd like me to add a short piece, let me know in the comments. If I get enough people wanting to know how to do that, I will definitely post that for you guys. So I really appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm going to post those links in my description to take you to the games that I made, and I would love for you to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I love corrective criticism and game design and everything. So you guys have fun. Thanks for watching, guys.